Hi there, I'm Drew Badger, the world's #1 English fluency guide, and in this video we're going to be helping you sound more native, natural, and conversational by just adding one simple word to your verbs. Now this is a phrasal verb lesson. We will be covering phrasal verbs in this video, and a phrasal verb, if you're not familiar already, this is a great phrase anyway if you're not familiar with something, so if you don't know about something already. A phrasal verb is when we take a complicated word like dismount, which you might not know to dismount, but it just means to get off of something else. So if you're riding a horse and you leave that horse, you get off of that horse, you are dismounting that thing. So instead of taking a more complex, complicated word like dismount, we can use a few simple words like get and off and make a phrasal verb. So we can express the same thing, but in a more casual, conversational way. Now, often phrasal verbs, something like get off has a specific meaning by itself. So to get off of something, again, is to leave something, or I'm trying to get something off of me, like there's a fly on my head, I want to get it off of me. But in this video, we're going to talk about verbs whose meanings, or verbs with meanings that don't change even when we add this one word up. So a lot of people, maybe they hear some phrasal verbs like clean up or fix up, and they're wondering why do native speakers use these when really there's no change in meaning. Now, just like any other thing, people are people, and we kind of have almost like a club when we're speaking to each other. So to join the club of native English speakers, you have to use the language native speakers use. And often, we want to make our language sound a bit more friendly, so we'll add a word like up to verbs, even though it doesn't really change the meaning, but the kind of general meaning of that thing changes just to make it a little bit more fun. So in this video, let's cover a few more of those so you can make your conversational language, I guess make your regular language sound a bit more conversational. The first one is clean. So you want to clean something, and you can just use the word clean by itself, but often native speakers will say clean up. So we're talking about cleaning up your room. Now, you can think about this as maybe you've got some dirt on the ground and you're trying to pick that dirt off, trying to move it in an upward direction. So that's why we get clean up. But really logically, there's no difference between cleaning your room and cleaning up your room. But native speakers will use it like this. So when you're speaking with people and you have to say, oh, I have to clean up my room, or can you clean up the table, or something like that, you're asking people to clean something. But it's a little bit more kind of casual and natural to say it that way. It sounds a little bit more direct, like you're ordering someone if I say, hey, clean your room. Usually a parent will say that when they're a bit more angry. So there you can see we're just saying, we're kind of commanding someone or ordering someone, hey, clean your room. But if I'm being a bit more polite, or I'm just trying to be a bit more friendly, I'm talking to my daughter, I say, hey, clean up your toys. Now listen to how this blends. Clean up, clean up. So we're not saying clean up. These, like the last N from clean and the U from up, they blend together. Clean up your room, clean up your room. So I used fix up earlier, and to fix something up is really the same thing as fix. Now there is a specific phrasal verb to fix something up, which means to make something. But if I'm just going to try to like fix my computer, I might say, let me like fix up my computer right quick. So I'm just trying to repair it in some way. But adding the up doesn't really change the meaning of the word fix. We're just trying to repair something or maybe build something. Next one, we have a similar one, is wipe. So we can wipe a table, I can wipe a window, or I can wipe something up. Typically, again, like clean, we've got something maybe on a flat surface on a table, and we're trying to remove that thing in an upward direction. So if I spill some milk or some water or something on a table, I want to pick that thing up. So I'm going to wipe it up. Wipe it up. If I just wipe the table, I'm maybe kind of moving something around, but to wipe up a little bit more implies that we're trying to pick something up from, what we're doing. So usually if we spill something, as I explained a second ago, we're trying to remove something or take something and move it in an upward direction to wipe something up. But still, if I wipe the table or I wipe up the table, logically, there's no real difference to that. So these phrasal verbs, again, they're very conversational and natural, but they don't really change the meaning. Next one is cook. Now, you can say, I will cook dinner, or you can ask someone, hey, can you cook some dinner? But again, it's much more casual and friendly if I say, hey, I'm going to cook up something. Hey, I'm going to cook up something. So I'd like to cook up something for dinner. Or I say, hey, like while I go to the grocery store, could you cook up something for dinner? Next, we've got to eat up. So after you've cooked something and you want to eat it up, often parents will be sitting with their kids at the dinner table and they say, hey, eat up your food, eat up your food. Or after I ate up my food, this is again a little bit more of a casual and polite thing. Well, maybe not too polite, but you're again trying to be a bit softer with your language when you're adding up. So this is why native speakers use this, especially when they're trying to be friendly. So it's still kind of polite, but at the same time, it's really just a casual and friendly way of saying, to do something. So if I say, hey, eat up your food, eat up your food. Again, we've got this blended sound, eat up your food, eat up your food. I can tell my child, hey, Aria, can you just eat your food if I'm maybe a little bit angry or something. Like she is playing with her food and not just eating it. Aria, eat your food, eat your food. But if I'm in a happier mood and I am sitting down with her, Aria, eat up your food, eat up your food. Next, to start something, to start something. If I want to maybe start up a car, so here I am, instead of starting a car, which I can use and the verb is correct, I can start up a car as well. So I put in the key, I turn the ignition, or in maybe some modern cars, you push a button to start the car. So you can start up the car. Again, it's that same thing, but it's sounding a bit more conversational and natural. Next is to close up, close up. Now, if I want to close up something, maybe I'm closing a box, or even I'm closing my store. If I have a regular store, maybe I have a donut shop in my local neighborhood, and at the end of the day, I have to close up shop. So I'm just closing the store. Maybe I have like a door that I lock and some other window shades or something that I pull down, but this is called closing up. So you can close at the end of the day, or you can close up, close up. Next, you can pay up, pay up. I can just pay someone if I owe them money. Let's say a friend of mine and I were making a bet on who would win a basketball game. And I say, hey, if they win, like you will owe me some money. And I won. And I say, hey man, pay up, pay up. So again, in this way, I don't want to say like, hey man, pay me. Like it's kind of a friendly bet. I'm not angry with that person. I'm just saying, hey man, pay up, pay up. And the last one we will cover is to mix up, another cooking way of explaining that we're mixing something, but often we're, again, taking something. When you mix it, you add air into that object. Like if I have some whipping cream, if you have a bowl, maybe you have a little bit of whipping cream at the bottom, but if you whip it, you actually increase the volume of that thing. So we're whipping something up, or mixing something up. Now, it doesn't matter, again, if you say, hey, can you mix the whipping cream? Or if I say, can you mix up or can you whip up? Again, the same idea of taking something and slightly increasing the volume of that. So you're moving it up, you're mixing it up, or whipping that thing up. Now, all of these things, again, it's just, I want to repeat this. It's really important to repeat this. But when you're thinking about a verb, you might say, if you try adding up to that, or you're listening for what native speakers are using, listen for if it's a regular verb and they're just adding up. If it changes the meaning of that, and if you can't really tell the difference, it's probably just because it's being used in a casual conversational way. But the ones that I introduced today are some of the most common that you will hear most frequently. So do prepare for these in conversations. Go back and watch this video again, and you will be paying attention to them. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, do like this and let me know in the comment section below if there are other things you'd like to review. I look forward to reading those comments. We read every single comment, even though we just don't have time, unfortunately, to go back and respond to everyone. But we love getting all the great comments and seeing that people are improving, especially learning with this new series of videos where people are able to learn things visually. Anyway, have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.